Alright, so in this video, what we're going to do is we are going to swap motherboards between this, which is the Compaq Deskpro case, and this piece of junk over here, because I want the CPU that's on this board to be in that, because that's a much better case, and I'll get more use out of that. So instead of just swapping the CPU, because then I'd have to deal with all the heatsink paste and all that crap, I'm just going to swap motherboards. Just because why not? So I've already done one thing with this. I've gone ahead and I've saved a little speaker, which I hope you can see. I'm operating this camera completely blind right now. Actually, I will be for the entire video, because it doesn't have a viewfinder. Well, it does, but it doesn't work. This is going to be used. The board that's in here right now has got an onboard speaker, but this one does not. So I went ahead and I saved the case speaker. So that'll come in handy. A lot of people don't really care for those, but I think it's actually useful in the event of a problem. So that's why I'm keeping it. And I like to have it, just because why not? So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that board out of this case. Okay, I'm not real sure what you can see. Hopefully it's everything. So I've gone ahead and unplugged the fan. I'm going to go ahead, I don't need to touch the CPU thing. This was initially a concern of mine. This thing, if I can get it out. The front panel connections, which I hope you can see. It's one big block, but it's organized the way that it needs to be for the new board anyway. In fact, it's pretty much exactly the same. I think that's universal. So go ahead and unplug the floppy drive. I'm going to leave the RAM alone, and I'm going to leave pretty much everything else alone. And, oh, wait a minute. No, I can't. Because this screwdriver will not work. I need the Torx bit screwdriver. Because this is a Compaq computer. And like all lovely Compaq computers, I hope the screwdriver's going to work. It requires use of a Torx bit in order to get all the screws out. Screws are out. Now it should just be a simple matter of being careful of the I/O shield. Just simple removal of the board. Not really supposed to hold it by the CPU heatsink like that. I'll put it on some ESD bags over here just so that it's out of the way. And now I gotta pop out the I/O shield, which could be interesting. It just pops out. No problem. And this is one of the nice ones. It doesn't have any of those stupid extra long tabs on it. Put that on top, and we'll move on to the next machine. Now I got it out. So now the next thing I need to do is I need to pull out that header. This has got one of those quick release brackets in it that I despise. This whole case is actually kind of a piece of junk. It's made out of tin foil. Nobody likes a tin foil case. Pop can metal. So this should come off. It doesn't have to come out. Well, maybe it does, because it's actually screwed in place. Wow. That's a surprise. Somebody actually bothered to screw something into place. Screw out. Then, should be able to simply pull the header up and out like that. Easy. Easy peasy, like lemon squeezy. Now. What now? Oh, I/O shield. Yeah, that's right. Gotta get the I/O shield out. Somehow. It'll come out of this pop can case. This one also does not have those big thick tabs on it, which only helps to improve. Piece of junk. It only helps to improve it. It's standing with me. Get that out of the way. And we will install. Grab the other case. Quick little tip while you are installing motherboards, make sure that you do not tighten the screws in all the way. That way if your board shifts, you can shift it back without having to undo screws. Because it's a major pain in the ass to have to do that. Alright, and the new board's installed. Unfortunately, there are some things about it that are not nearly as convenient. The chassis fan is all the way over on the other side of the board as compared to where the fan is, which sucks. Likewise, the floppy cable is only barely long enough to fit. But I'm going to go ahead and cable this up. You know, plug it up and fire it up, pretty much. And just see what happens. Now, after a fashion, it's plugged up. So, let's fire it up. Oops. Turn it on. Hope that it actually does come on. Well, that works. Apparently the power supply could not handle... Shut that fan off. Yeah, apparently the power supply couldn't handle it. Which is kind of stupid. Not really sure why that is. Unfortunately, the CPU cooler is kind of loud. But it does function. That's all that really matters. I hope you can see it. AMD Athlon 1333, so it's about the same as the other one. It's a 1300 Thunderbird. 1 gig of RAM. Yep, AMI BIOS. There we go. So I'll configure that to my liking and then we'll work on the other machine. Alright, Unit 2 is now done. So we will go ahead and turn her on. Let's see, testing memory. Now this one's going to take a little bit of work in order to get working correctly, at least completely. Yeah, this is an Award BIOS. But both drives are seen. Everything there is working just the way that it's supposed to be. Although I should probably disable that since there is no drive installed. Anyway, In the next video, we will go ahead and have a look at what we need to do with this machine. But for now, that is pretty much it. Both of these now have new motherboards in it, and everything is the way that it's supposed to be. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.